Hello, I'm Craig Noronha. Welcome to Boston Medical Center. Please make sure to check out all our videos so you can make the most of our interview day. Boston Medical Center is a unique place to train. We are an academic medical center centered physically around the Boston University Chobanian and Avedisian School of Medicine. Our hospital's main goal is to take care of marginalized populations. We are strongly affiliated with the West Roxbury Veterans Affairs Hospital, or VA, which is the primary VA for all of New England. Our residents are trained to be clinically strong and to handle any situation. Building on their general internist foundation, our residents are expected to further develop their skills and experiences based on their areas of interest. Some examples including opportunities to engage in research, join our pathways such as our medical educator pathway, or having a longitudinal subspecialty clinic experience. Our primary care track is one of the longest running primary care training programs in the country. Our program is known for the strength of its graduates, which is represented in our fellowship match and job placements after graduation. If you're looking to train in a mission-driven academic medical center program that provides strong clinical training and provides bridges to success after residency, Boston Medical Center is the place to train. Boston Medical Center was created from two hospitals. There was the Boston City Hospital and the University Hospital. Back in the 1860s, there was a cholera outbreak that affected mostly immigrant populations, the Irish immigrants at that time. They were the poor and underserved at that time period, and they lived in the South End area of Boston. The city of Boston built a bunch of tents to take care of these patients. And after a few years, they realized that they needed a permanent hospital to care for the poor and the indigent population of Boston. They built Boston City Hospital. At that time, the hospital was located near a medical school, and then over the years, the University Hospital was developed and created. That was the medical school's hospital. In the 1990s, the University Hospital and Boston City Hospital were combined into one, which is Boston Medical Center. However, the mission of Boston City Hospital, which is the care for the poor and underserved of Boston, has always been the primary mission of Boston Medical Center, and that's carried through from its beginning in the 1860s until now. When you come to Boston Medical Center, you know that you'll be caring for the marginalized populations of Boston on a regular basis, and you know you'll be making a difference on a daily basis. We see more tuberculosis at Boston Medical Center than all the other hospitals in the state of Massachusetts combined. As a primary refugee clinic for all of the city of Boston, we see patients who are coming in from all over the world, not only for their initial intake as they seek asylum or they seek immigrant status in Boston, but then further on for their primary care, they stay in our practice. But these patients have not seen a primary care doctor ever, and so you're making the primary diagnoses for rheumatic heart disease, parasitic infections, or congenital diseases of all sorts. Also, I should mention that the West Roxbury Veterans Hospital, the VA, is our primary hospital for New England for veterans care. As such, it is a quaternary care hospital, and you see all sorts of diagnoses that come there from other hospitals. Anyone who comes for special procedures, including EP procedures or pulmonary procedures like pulmonary hypertension evaluations, come from these other centers that are getting transferred there. I would encourage all trainees, wherever they train initially, to get some experience at a West Roxbury VA or another VA, just to experience the veterans population and to understand how a one-payer government system runs. We strongly believe that engaging in scholarship of all forms is an important part of training. As such, we require that all our residents engage in scholarship of some form and present at least one scholarly project during their residency. We have a research core faculty member and a research chief resident whose job is to align research projects and mentors with residents who are interested in certain specialties. We also understand that all of our residents will have understanding of research residency or maybe have need to develop further skills. As such, we actually have a program to develop research skills as part of our academic half day, and this year we're excited to start a new training program where residents can get a certificate in research. Outside of the main research that people might be doing, there's other forms of scholarship that residents can engage in, including curriculum development, quality improvement projects, and even doing surveys of medical trainees. We also believe that residents should be publicly recognized for their accomplishments in research and scholarship. Our Department of Medicine has an annual Evans Day where residents are encouraged to submit their work as both abstracts and oral presentations to describe their research. In addition, we have a Senior Research Academic Day at the end of the PGY 3-year where all our senior residents present their scholarship. Some of them do abstracts, some of them present clinical vignettes, but all residents are required to present their work. In addition, multiple of our residents go to national conferences, and this is supported by an educational fund by our union to go and present at national conferences, and many of the projects that they present at conferences go on to become manuscripts in peer-reviewed journals. For residents to be at their best, they have to take care of themselves first. Wellness is an important goal for all of our residents and our faculty. We encourage our residents to take care of themselves, and we also offer both formal and informal offerings to help them develop their resilience and develop their wellness. As part of our academic half day, our wellness committee, which is a resident-run committee, actually has designed a curriculum that engages residents into wellness initiatives, but also brings in panelists to talk about how they've developed their wellness in their careers. So all of our residents are required to have a social program director, or APD, as a mentor, and that starts on day one. They meet with them during orientation, and then they're required to meet at least twice per year during the academic year. They talk about evaluations, they talk about how career development, they talk about career planning. In addition, many of our residents seek out guidance from our APDs on an informal basis, either through emails or just a knock on the door, or to set up other meetings where they can talk about things that they're struggling with, things that they're working on, or if they're still thinking about career planning. Many of our residents are planning to apply to fellowship matches in the future, and we would give them opportunities to engage in specialty experiences, including subspecialty clinic experiences, rotating on clinical services with the consult services, and most importantly, engaging in research with our specialists. We really encourage our residents to think about getting mentorship from not just from us, but also our specialists. That includes our fellowship program directors. As a rule, when our residents say that they're interested in a specialty like cardiology or GI, we encourage them when they're more than 50% sure that they want to go into that field to meet to the fellowship director. The fellowship director's job is to help kind of counsel them on how their application looks, what their plans are in the future, and as they get closer to the match or the application process, think about what programs to apply to. We also encourage all of our residents to find a mentor outside of just the fellowship program director, usually a research mentor and, if possible, a clinical specialist to help give that additional guidance that maybe the fellowship director might give, or to give some other counsel just to get a different point of view. We have the Framingham Health Pathway, Urban Health and Health Equities Pathway, Quality Improvement and Patient Safety Pathway, Clinical Informatics Pathway, HIV Pathway, and our most popular pathway, the Medical Educator Pathway. About half our residents actually participate in the pathways, but components of all the pathways are actually integrated into our curriculum throughout the year. These include parts of our academic half day or our noon conference. For example, as part of our medical educator pathway, our residents get advanced training skills in small group, one-on-one, and large group teaching. However, as part of our academic half day, all our residents go through a whole workshop about teaching, where they get to teach on a subject that's non-medical for 10 minutes, and then they get videotaped doing this, they get feedback afterwards on it. So that's a skill that we want some basic level of understanding for all our residents, and then the medical educator pathways participants actually get advanced training in. The world famous Framingham Heart Study is also run by the Boston University Chobanian and Athanasian School of Medicine. As such, it provides opportunities for our residents to engage in both cardiovascular and non-cardiovascular research through this study. We also have our Framingham Heart Study pathway, where our residents can actually spend 2 years doing intensive research with the study. Some of them doing cardiac research. We also have one of our residents who are doing nephrology research as part of the pathway. We have two particular tracks. These are tracks that you apply for when you're entering the residency program. They are the primary care track and the ABIM track. I want to emphasize a few things. Our primary care training program is the gem of our program. Our graduates in primary care are some of the strongest primary care residents in the country, so that they go out and go into primary care fields, including leadership in community health centers. They look at the Indian Health Services or leadership in public health domains. Please watch our videos to learn more about these tracks. We are a safety net hospital. We are in Massachusetts, so we actually have universal health care. This makes our safety net hospital much different than those of other states. As part of our universal health care system, every single person in Massachusetts has health insurance or is eligible for health insurance. We get these patients that get admitted to the hospital, they might not have had health insurance, they've not filled out the paperwork, they're new to the state, they're new to the country potentially, and we go back and retroactively enroll them in health insurance and get coverage for everything they've done. What this allows us to do is to get paid for everything we do. It gives us more resources to reinvest in the hospital, reinvest in our educational mission, and most importantly, reinvest in the care of our patients. The union is there to support our residents. It helps with things like negotiating contracts when they come up, helps fund a patient fund that provides resources like codes for our patients, and is also there to provide additional resources or opportunities for our residents. For instance, if they're thinking about jobs in the future, they can actually connect with lawyers to review any contracts that they might be offered.
Hi everyone, welcome to Boston Medical Center's internal medicine residency. My name is Chad. I'm one of the inpatient chief medical residents.
I'm Karina. I'm one of the BMC chief residents, specifically the ambulatory chief.
We're going to talk to you about our program and the structure of our program. We are a 3+1 system, 3 weeks being mostly an inpatient, and then the +1 week being the outpatient ambulatory week. When you're inpatient for those 3 weeks, you get a wide variety of experiences. You can be on general medicine teams, you can be on a cardiology service. We also have an inpatient infectious disease service and hematology oncology services. So there's a broad variety of training opportunities that you get within those 3 weeks. A lot of time for patient care and inpatient management that you'll become very comfortable with.
Yeah, and then during the +1 week, so the 4th week out of that rotation, you're in your continuity clinic. So the continuity clinic sites are either at Boston Medical Center itself or at community health centers pretty much all over Boston. So you can rank your preferences and you'll be placed into one of those clinics that you'll be in for the whole 3 years. You'll have a panel of primary care patients that you kind of take complete ownership of, which is a really great feeling to be able to take care of these patients over the course of 3 years. And during the clinic week itself, you get to rotate through subspecialty clinics as well. So whether that's cardiology, geriatrics, infectious disease, hemonc, you get exposure to every single one of these departments throughout the course of the 3 years. And you get a broad range of experiences in the outpatient setting as well.
And so this 3+1 system really puts you at an advantage of being proficient in inpatient medicine and outpatient medicine, which is, a really well-rounded experience. And then at BMC also we have a lot of educational opportunities to even further bolster your learning.
So every day for residents, Monday through Thursday, we do morning report. So morning report is led by a chief resident. It's usually case-based, interactive. It's a fun chance to start out your day with an educational session, really primes the day to start out on a good note. And then we have dedicated teaching for interns on Fridays during intern report, which is an hour of protected time for interns to come and learn, also chief resident led. We usually have a really good time doing some teaching, learning some basic frameworks, and applying clinical knowledge.
And then every day also we have a noon conference, and usually noon conference is more lecture style, and that is led by one of our attending physicians in a variety of fields. So really we get kind of knowledge from the professionals themselves teaching us about topics, and it also really helps us all kind of prepare while we're in the hospital by giving us that knowledge, but also for our board exams too, that we take at the end of our residency. So we get a lot of learning opportunities both from the chief residents but also from our attendings as well.
We also have special noon conferences like morbidity and mortality conferences, journal clubs, board review sessions, and then our favorites, which are CREXs, clinical reasoning exercises, which you'll get to experience during interview day here. And it's a really fun interactive session where it's usually like a clinical unknown, and it's kind of like a game to figure out what it is. So those are really, really fun sessions that we have.
In that ambulatory week, during that one outpatient week, you also have conferences there that are more outpatient topics and ambulatory topics, and they help you develop how to take care of your primary care patient, how to manage a panel of patients, and really take care of them for years and years, and keeping up to date on everything. Great inpatient learning, great outpatient learning, and you'll become a great internal medicine physician here.
Thank you for your interest in our program. We're looking forward to meeting you on our interview day. If you have any other questions about the program, please feel free to reach out to us. And again, we encourage you to watch the rest of our videos so you can learn more about specific parts of our program.